Hey everybody, and thank you for listening to Brandon Sanderfans with Ben and Sam. I'm your co-host Sam with my best friend Ben. Hey Ben.
Hi everyone, this is Ben. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm sure they're good too. I mean, they're listening to this podcast. I'm sure they're great.
Yeah?
At least I hope they're
I
great.
imagine so. I hope so.
So this week, we're not doing a normal episode per se. We're just, we're going back to the good old days of the beginning, middle, and end of our first several episodes. And, well, not all of them. We're not going to just, replay 14 hours worth of episodes. We're just picking our favorite parts, which, sounds kind of conceded. Excuse me.
This is as normal as an episode as we get, though, just judging by the episodes you're about to hear as well. So,
that's a good
don't
point.
get it twisted. It'll be just as quote-unquote normal as it gets.
Well, with this episode, we've picked some of our favorite moments, and hopefully they were also some of your favorite moments.
There were some moments that couldn't make it. I'm sorry that we weren't able to include the moment where Sam travels to Tibet and lives there in silence for 3 years. I know everyone loves that bit, but some things you can't distill down. You really need to have the whole experience, right, Sam?
That is absolutely right. And if you guys do want that audio of just the silence for 3 years, go ahead and email me or just hit me up on Twitter. I will eventually get that to you. It was recorded on very, very old pottery wheels. It was an old science, so it's going to take a while for me to go back to Tibet. Rustle them up. So
you could do that. You could ask Sam for it. Or you could just take a Bic pen and just puncture your eardrums until you don't hear anything anymore. And that will be exactly how it sounds.
And exactly how it felt, too. Not talking. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Can't even imagine that.
People don't tell you that, but not talking is also not hearing. Because there's no sound. If there's no sound, did talking take place? No, it didn't. I'm sorry.
That's how. Not a lot of people don't know how. That's how a lot of everything works. If you don't speak, there's no sound anywhere. Let's give it a try, just for 2 seconds. Did you hear that? Because I didn't.
Oh, I think I edited that silence out, Sam. I'm sorry. Let's try this again and see it.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm just always editing out quiet spots. So.
Was that edited out? Did you get that one?
That one wasn't. Sam, what's our first clip that we're going to listen to?
Our first clip is actually from our very first episode. Mm-hmm. Oh man, it's I think I made this goof. I don't know who made this goof, but it's about the opening line of Mistborn and its correlation with Pokemon 2000, the movie.
Uh-huh.
Why don't you let's take an ear gander at that one.
Let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
Yeah, hit it. The first thing that struck me, actually, was the very first sentence of the prologue. Essentially, in the entire book, is Ash fell from the sky. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was a person. I thought Ash was falling from the sky.
Ash Ketchum falling through the sky.
And then it says, Lord Trusting frowned. And I was like, oh, man. Is this are they trying to fly and they don't know how yet? And Lord Trusting's like, well, Ash fell again. We're going to have to redo the whole thing.
Sam,
completely the opposite.
Did you ever see the movie Pokemon 2000?
Oh, yeah.
The entire ending is based off of, a misunderstanding of whether the name is Ash or they're talking about literal, ash from a fire.
Oh, man.
So your first, I like that your first experience with Mistborn was the same thing. It was the climax of Pokemon 2000, pretty much. There was a Slowking there. Lugia was flying overhead. Everyone was freaking out.
Pikachu started crying. Everyone was crying. I was crying.
I was crying. That movie's
But
dumb.
It's a good. Hey. You're right. It is really dumb, but it still touched a lot of hearts.
I say that as someone who unapologetically loves Pokemon. I've dedicated probably, in the last month I played 130 hours of Pokemon Moon. So don't even act like I don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, that's great. I love Pokemon.
Bravo, me, us, bravo us.
The next one we want to listen to is actually from the second episode, where we invent the strongest and greatest of all magics. Eel magics.
Eel magique.
Let's roll the tapers.
Hit it. 3, 2, 1. Boop. We're going to do a little segment that we did in the very first episode called Making Magic.
Yeah. So we're going to make some magic. Going to take a random noun. We got a random noun generator, and then we're going to make a magic system out of that. So this is to help Brandon, if you're listening. This is to help you. I know you're a very busy man. Maybe you could use this in a future book. Save yourself some time. So we're going to go ahead and generate it and see how it works. Okay, just loading. Okay, the random noun is eel. Sam, how does eel magic work? So, what are the properties of eels? They're slippery, they're scary, they're electric.
They're long.
They're long. So maybe this isn't like a good magic. Maybe this is kind of like a dark magic. Right? Because eels are kind of like slippery and slimy, you live in dark tunnels and stuff.
So one of the things that eels are used for magic is that you just get a bunch of them, and then you have a command word, or you snap your fingers, and then they all wrap around your limbs.
Oh.
And then you could charge into like a bank or something.
Yeah, and I'm shooting you with a Gatling gun, but each of these eels are taking the shot instead of you.
Yeah, and these eels are thick. I don't know if people know this, but the inside of eels is just like really thick bacon.
Yeah,
it's just like so much bacon.
It's really thick bacon that smells like stink water.
Stink water and sadness, and they take all the bullets. But then you can whip your arm, and it'll come off your arm, and it'll be 30 feet long, and just whip them in the face, and you can make it electric so that it shocks them while you're doing it. So another one, you could take the eels, and then you just This sounds like a 4-year-old who's so excited about something you thought of. You take an eel, and you slide your arm right into its mouth, all the way in.
Yeah.
And then you have eel arms. And there's nothing special about that. You just have eel arms.
Oh, maybe you can swim a lot faster with eel arms, but the eels have to learn how to swim backwards. So you have to train them how to swim backwards, also while they're ingesting your entire arm.
And in this universe, if you eat eel, so if you eat eel raw, you gain eel powers. You get that skin, that icky.
Ooh, yeah, the icky skin, the gross, the stink water skin.
Stink water skin, yeah. But if you cook it, you get nothing. You just eat really thick stink water bacon, and it's not really anything special.
Gotcha. So you gotta eat it raw.
It takes some chutzpah to eat it raw. Let me tell you what.
So maybe the good magic in this system is based around smell, because they have to smell that stinky stink water, and smell for assassins, smell for people in the sewers coming after them with their stink eel magic. So yeah, that's. You got to be able to mask that stuff. So you got to find poultices and stuff and perfumes to try to protect yourself. You're no, I am just a very large man. I am not a man with 40 eels wrapped around me.
Yes, I do smell very good. Thank you so much. It's a new perfume called Eel Attack. And they attack him with an eel.
Eel Strangle. Eel Jab.
Ah! Eel Jab.
Okay, before we get off the eel magic, I want to go in an opposite direction. Something that, maybe not everyone is trying this in this eel magic world.
Okay.
And it's that person can take a chain of eels. They fuse them together, big long chain.
Okay.
And then that chain of eels is attached to their spine, and everything, water everywhere, ocean. They're in the ocean, and like a dolphin, they're swimming on this tail of eels. But the tail of eels is literally 80 feet tall, so they're 80 feet up in the air, 8 stories high, just on this stack of eels. You know what I'm talking about? You understand?
I do.
Yeah. And then you can catch birds that way. You sell the birds, you get the money. Step 4, profit? Question mark.
I didn't know where that was going. I was really. The payoff was what I needed. I needed that. Oh boy, what a slippery magic system that was.
Yeah, and stinky too.
Real stinky. It was just the best. And all those birds. Mm-hmm. Who could forget the birds? Our next clip is
I converted my bank accounts into birds because I know it's the one thing that's never going to go down in value. Those birds will never... Do you know a parrot can live 60 years? That's longer than gold.
And imagine the interest on that parrot. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know how long they're going to last in my safety deposit box, but 60 years sounds pretty good.
Throw some wood chips and some Twinkies in there, and
do they eat the wood chips? What are the wood chips for? Is that just for their leave-ins?
It's for comfort. It reminds them of the trees upon which they
think
used
it's
to be
their
perched.
Children. They think that the wood chips are their children. They're like,
right.
Hello, this is my son, Twiggy. Oh, no, this is just that kid from Ed and Eddie with Plank. Just like, this is my Plank.
This is my Plank. And this is my son, Plank.
And this is his son, Plank. Did you know that I'm a Plank father?
I'm a Plank father for generations and generations. Oh no, I've eaten my children.
I'm his Plank uncle.
Well,
hey Sam, you remember that time when I spoke like Yoda? Let's listen in.
I want to hear that so bad.
Let's do it. Let's get there. I spoke like Yoda once. Watch out! Warning. We're gonna do another edition of Brandon Sander fan casting, where Sam is gonna play Hammond if he was played by Vin Diesel. And I selected a random character for Vin. I got Yoda, so Vin is Yoda today.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Yoda. Okay. Why not? They're both small. They're both sneaky. They both
have the Force.
Intuitive.
That's right.
They both have the Force. Although Vin calls it luck.
Okay.
So be sensitive. Okay.
I gotta get
Sam, whenever you're ready, go ahead and take it off.
So, anyone know which room is mine?
Oh, this is an apprentice. I'll just make up a voice for it. I'll ask Master Claudent!
I gotta put marbles in my mouth real quick. Morning, Vin. You don't have to hide from me. We're on the same team.
You are going to live here, too?
I don't think I've ever seen a Vin Diesel movie. I don't know what he sounds like.
Sam, you gotta see Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage. It's homework now.
I know. Okay, it's homework. It always pays to stay near the smoker. Anyone know where Kel is?
Sleeping! He came in late last night. Not gotten up yet, has he?
Docks.
Third floor in his room he is. Up early he got. Down came at something to eat. Back upstairs he went.
No more. I gotta get really close to the microphone. You always keep track of where everyone is like that. Screwed that one up.
Yes.
You're an odd kid, Vin.
True.
You're little, and you're green, and you're odd.
True words have
Master
never been
Vin.
spoken. And scene.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that one.
I regret nothing. My Vin Diesel was flawless.
The reason we had to play that one is because the next is one of my favorite things we've ever done. Let's say goodbye, once and for all, to Sanderfan casting.
Goodbye, Sanderfan casting. I'm Sam. I'm joined with my best friend in the world, Ben. Hey, Ben.
Hi guys. This is Ben.
Whoa, Ben, you sound kind of sad. You okay?
Sam, I got some news. Not news. We've had some positive feedback to the show, which is great. Thank you guys very much.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
I did get something that, is sad, but I'm glad that someone communicated it with me. I got an email here from one of our listeners, and I just want to read it on the show.
Okay.
So that we can address this and we can just move on.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
okay?
Yeah, go right ahead. I'm a little worried. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say, it's about Brendan Sanderfans, but it's really addressed to me. But they have nothing but good things to say about you, Sam. We'll get into it.
Okay, yeah.
It says, Dear Ben, I want to congratulate you on the podcast. I love Brandon's books, and it's fun to have a little slice of the week to join you guys while you talk about these great books. I just have one plea. If you could not attempt to do Brandon Sander fan casting again.
No, what?
Yeah, it says, when I was first listening to episode 1 of our Mistborn episodes, you attempted to impersonate Hugh Jackman from the movie Australia. I was listening to the podcast with my family. In truth, I was excited to first hear what that joyous boy from the land down under would sound like if he were in the land of Mistborn. But almost like magic, that excitement evaporated in my chest, leaving an empty hollow of fear. My children were listening. They all cried. Sam, my dog became sick on the furniture. While my collection of Sanderson books began to smoke and smolder in their shelves, like they were committing seppuku. Seppuku, by the way, is an honorable way of committing suicide when you have been defeated wholly in battle.
Right.
It's something samurais did.
Right.
It was only the Bluetooth connection on my Android phone with my stylish and sensible LG watch that allowed me to turn off the podcast quickly enough that the house was able to be salvaged. He continues, I'm not writing you for reparations. In fact, your podcast continues to bring me joy each week.
Oh, good.
I am also not suggesting that Sam was to blame for this. It was unequivocally your terrible impression that... I'm sorry. That almost lost me my whole life. I just ask you, please, Ben, do not attempt to perform Sander fan casting again. I thought that maybe you would have learned your lesson after the first incident, but last week your Yoda impression attracted a herd of sick cats to my backyard. And they have not been able to leave, and frankly, they're dropping like flies. Please, for my sake, retire the goof. At least you tried.
Oh, sorry. Those are tears. I was crying.
Yeah, I know. I'm sad too, Sam.
Wow.
So I prepared just a little something to remember Sander fan casting by, since we're not going to be able to do it anymore. I don't want anyone's lives to be, hurt by what we do here. That's not what we're after.
Wow.
So without further ado, let's say goodbye to Sander fan casting.
Goodbye.
What's a movie that you saw in the theaters and you wanted to walk out, but you paid for it, so you didn't leave? And it's like Australia starring Hugh Jackman. I selected a random character for Vin. I got Yoda, so Vin is Yoda today. No, we have not practiced this or tried this at all. One would think that 1,000 years of working in the fields would have bred them to be a little more affectionate.
Quando sei lontana sogna l'orizzonte mancano le
Sleeping! He came in last night. Not gotten up yet, has he?
e c'è lo sotto Malenbrando Christina Ricci Vince von Reliota.
You are going to live here too?
John Leguizamo, Keanu Reeves. Have you seen John Wick? Time to say goodbye to novi per marim che io lo so. Ti sparan io con te io livi fro con te partirò.
Sanderfan casting will live on in our hearts forever.
So good.
I went through like every British invaded country on my way to Australia.
I don't know who sang that, but it was beautiful.
They were pretty good, but the editing was better.
Oh, I'm a snotty mess over here. It's terrible. But you know what? We've had our fill of well edited music and feelings and emotional goodbyes. Let's how about something to pick up our spirits, Ben? You know what makes everyone excited to see a movie?
What?
Just a great trailer. I'm not
You're
talking about.
kidding me!
I'm not kidding you. Although I might be, but I'm not.
Oh, you just negged me into interest. Oh, I'm on the edge of my seat.
It's clickbait, except it's like earbait. I don't like that word at all.
We just earbaited everyone. You won't believe what these guys will do next in this live audio facility that we built with our voices.
You won't believe what happens from episode 5 when we make a chick flick trailer. You should listen to it. Do it.
This week we're gonna end it. We're gonna make a trailer for the rom-com of Ellen and Vin, and I just want to establish a couple things before that. So Vin, obviously, her like best friend, her sassy best friend, is Sazed.
Of course.
So Ellen doesn't really have any best friends. He's kind of like he has close friends we learn a little bit more about later, and we're definitely gonna get into that, but. Like, I'm trying to think, like, what the hook is for him. I guess he's the girl in this situation. She's the boy. And she's the cock of the walk walking into the ball and getting everything done. So I got a little bit of it there. Anything else you want to establish before we get into it?
No, I think that's real good.
Okay. All right. So, she was just a regular girl getting beaten up by Cayman in a back alley. Oh my gosh, this is really dark.
Wait, okay, I'll be Vin. Oh man, what a Tuesday.
I'll be Cayman. And I hate your stupid face too!
He's a pretty boy with way too much money and no friends.
Father, I just want to read a book. I don't want to go to another ball with girls.
You're gonna do what I say because I'm paying for your college, you little jerk.
It's Draft Venture, played by John Wayne. You're gonna do what I say, you little jerk. Until one day she learned about her destiny. You're saying I'm a Mistborn?
You're a Mistborn, Vin.
And she got a best friend. Call me Sazed.
Sazed, I don't want to join any religions. Ugh. Sorry, she's Kathy apparently.
and he's just folding his very long arms and wagging a finger. And okay, everything changed that night that they met. Are you saying I can't go as myself then? I have to go as somebody else? I don't even know who Valette Renew is.
Well, you're gonna learn who she is. I don't know who that was.
I guess Sazed? I don't know.
Sorry, let me try again.
Maybe that was Kelsier again. I don't know.
Yeah, Kelsier. Here, let me try again. Well, you're gonna learn who she is.
And
somehow worse.
Yeah, I think it was worse. And everything changed when they finally met. Ugh, I can't dance. I can't talk. I don't even know what I'm doing. Who are you?
Wait, was that Ellen or was that Vin?
That was Vin. That was
Okay.
Vin saying
Okay.
she was moping because she didn't feel like
Okay.
she was doing anything at the ball, right?
Okay, right. No, you're right. Okay. So, and then Ellen, he'll walk up the stairs slowly to some music. I just go to get some wine so I can come back and read my book alone, and now there's a pretty girl here. Wait.
And while he's walking up the stairs, because he's the girl in this situation, like he tosses his
Yeah.
hair and it's like bow get to down count, get to down count, bow get to down count, to get to down count.
And Vin's like, boing.
Yeah, no double standard here. No double standard here. He is being objectified in this moment. And
Shoot.
so then I think we're gonna have to end it there because my dog's actually literally crying at how great this is. But one last bit.
What's the movie called?
Can
Oh yeah, go ahead.
they get past their differences and find love? But I murder people in the night. But I read books at balls. It's okay. And the book is called Mist.
The movie's called?
Born. No, yeah, sorry. The movie's called Mist Born to Be Together.
Oh wow. Written by Nicholas Sparks.
Written by Nicholas Sparks. But no, someone has to go into a coma if it's written by Nicholas Sparks.
Sazed will have to, I guess.
Oh man, I'd see that movie in a heartbeat. Do you know there's going to be Mistborn movies? We've done a podcast on that. Why don't you listen to that one instead, you dumbo? Next thing that we're going to do is, in episode 6, we started out the episode by talking about how cool Brandon Sanderson is. He's the coolest guy. Oh man, I hope you guys got your sunglasses for the second screen experience. Oh yeah. It's like that episode of Home Improvement where, like, they do you remember the episode of Home Improvement where they sent around 3D glasses in, like, all the newspapers? And then you're supposed to watch, like, all the shows on ABC with 3D glasses that week? You remember that?
No, I don't, but I remember that same exact thing for, like, Rugrats and for some shows on Nickelodeon. And
yeah,
we got ours in a TV guide, and there was only one pair, and Steven took them. Dang it, Steven.
Oh, Steven, our one audience member, took them. Okay, well, put on your sunglasses, you nerds, and let's listen to some more of this junk we made.
One of the coolest authors, at least our favorite author, Brandon Sanderson. He's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. Like, if you saw him in public, sunglasses, always, because he's a cool guy.
Sometimes 2 pairs of sunglasses. Why? He's that cool.
Yeah, he took them off and threw them at me. He said, "Hey kid, get cooler someday." And then another pair of sunglasses came down from the heavens and then rested on the bridge of his nose. And the weird thing is, he was literally he was wearing 2 pairs of sunglasses already. So those sunglasses just went over his other pair. I guess it's like protection. Maybe he has an eye problem. I don't know.
Maybe one pair of sunglasses is because his eyes are very sensitive to all light, like all light ever. And the other pair of sunglasses is to protect those sunglasses because those sunglasses are also very sensitive to light.
You know, I did see the sunglasses, like, tear up a little bit in the little time that they were exposed to the light. They were just like, oh, geez. It's like, you know, you have that one lamp in your house and you're like, okay, I need light in this room right now, but please turn that off as soon as you can. And you're just, like, squinting at it. That's what these sunglasses were doing.
But what's important is that his eyes remain safe and sound so that he can continue to see the words that he writes to bring us more
He's a true gentleman.
books.
He even thinks about inanimate objects' feelings, and I think that's what makes him really special as a writer. He's not in any. So read any Brandon Sanderson book, and it's not just the people that are reacting to things. All of the things that he describes, he's like, in the chair creaked. That's the chair being like, ugh, sister, really? You're gonna do that?
Sit here?
Jeez,
Ugh.
it's a living. That's what it's saying.
Wah, wah. Mistborn, the sitcom. I would watch the crap out of that. Oh, man.
And it would be a literal sitcom because it's just about chairs.
Oh, no. You didn't. You didn't.
Sitcom, obviously short for seated comedy.
Seated comedy.
That was my favorite part of Who Designed This Anyway, when they did some sitcom.
I don't know about you, Ben, but I'm wearing several pairs of sunglasses.
I'm wearing more sunglasses than my head can handle. I'm like a baby that hasn't grown a neck yet.
Who's wearing a lot of sunglasses.
Who's also wearing a lot of sunglasses.
You know, our podcast is a very, not a lot of listeners, but the ones who do are very dedicated and lovable. Mm-hmm. But what a lot of people don't know is that we have tons of money. We have so much money. Do you know what we spend it on?
Money.
We got sunglasses money and bird money. We spend it on cameos from very, very people. Like Mr. Jorge Lucas. That's right, the man who invented Star Wars and was also a part of it. George Lucas himself joined us on Skype one day. And you know what? Why don't you just sit back, relax, and listen to definitely George Lucas.
Oh, wait, Sam, before we go, all this talk of George Lucas is reminding me of the time where we talked to George Lucas. Let's go listen to that.
I would love to listen to that.
Okay.
Can we skip there?
Scoop!
You know, she has this moment of somewhat of an awakening. And I know when somebody says someone has an awakening, it more or less is always associated with something sexual. But with her, you know, however long she's been alive,
I never
all these
thought about
faces.
that before.
Okay.
Star Wars, there has been an awakening. And they got all these light dinguses everywhere, these sabers. I don't even... Okay. There's been an awakening in the Force! In the Force! Sam! Is Star Wars just playing with puberties? Is that what it is? It's puberty plays? I'm sorry. Yep. That's what it is. It's been determined. Oh, George Lucas? Bring. Oh, hello, George Lucas. How is that? Yeah, I made light dinguses in space, and I made everyone want to hug and kiss a big woolly man. So yeah, it's about waking up. It's about waking up and wanting to do stuff to other people and your body. Go crazy up there. Oh, he hung up.
Space,
oh, he's gone.
No one can see you.
Yeah, I guess no one can see you in space. That's how that works, right? No one can see anything in space, because it's only on Earth that vision exists.
Oh, boy. Yep. And that's exactly where I was going with this.
I'm sorry. Like, as soon as you said that, I'm like, oh, man. I wonder if that was something that Mr. Lucas or James Abrams was writing up when he was doing it.
Well, they had to consult about it because he's like, hey, what do you think would be a good title? I want it to be really sexy. That's what the kids are into. And then George... He's like,
I know we've made a lot of Star Wars movies, but I want this to be the sexy Star Wars movie.
And then George said, recently I've had an awakening. And then James Abrams said, hold it, Spring Awakening. Have you heard that musical? And then they drew some sexy pictures of Chewbacca and called it a night. And that's how Star Wars Episode 7 was written. I actually haven't seen Star Wars Episode 7. I assume it's very sexy.
Sam, I would say it's probably the least sexy movie made as a blockbuster. I don't remember one bit of it where sexuality even takes even close part in that movie. I mean, there's the one part where it's like, is this my girlfriend? Like, that's 1 second. But other than that, nah.
So there wasn't like a Caligulan rumpus room anywhere?
No, Sam. If you know the sexiest Star Wars movie has to be Star Wars Episode 6 now, Return of the Jedi.
I knew.
I mean, you just got Jabba the Hutt's love palace all over. Everyone's just touching one another. They're all friends. They're like, hey, how's it going? And you get the remastered, and there's a lip monster that sings at you. Lip monster.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
You know what I'm talking about. That lip monster, very charged sexually towards children.
What? Hold up. Towards children?
Well, who else is Return of the Jedi, guided towards? You beat the Rancor by dropping a gate on its head. That's Lego stuff right there. I did that with Legos. That's Lego stuff.
So...
I mean, the lip monster was a bit much. I grew up with the VHSs, and I remember when I saw that, I'm like, oh, if I had this when I was a kid, I would be dead.
I just remember when the remastered version came out, and I was watching it, that my problem as a kid was I was never able to finish any of the VHSs because they were so long and my attention span was very short. And so anytime something came up that made me very uncomfortable, I'd be like, I'll try to watch this another time. And so when Lip Monster came on, I was like, I might need to go somewhere. And I just left home for about 4 years.
I'm gonna go adopt a dog.
That was away.
I'm gonna go do anything else. I'm gonna go start a Jamba Juice.
I gotta get a job. Maybe Jamba Juice will not have a scary lip lady.
And then you see a lady like the day after a lip injection. She has to come in and get a smoothie because she can't eat anything. And you're like, triggered.
I gotta go start a Pinkberry. I need Pinkberry.
Okay, next one we're going into. Also in episode 6, this was a pretty banger episode. If I do say so myself. Got lots of requests for this one. We find the death metal origins of the Lord Ruler's home. Let's do it.
Hey Ben.
Yeah?
You know in high school I was like super into death metal?
Yeah, I do, and I was not. It was very weird.
Well, you know what? This'll change your mind, and you'll want to go back to high school and be death metal with me.
Oh, let's see.
Let's see. We're 25 minutes in. Let's talk about what I want to talk about, and that is I totally forgot that Chapter 14 existed. They get to Credit Shaw.
Yeah, they get to the Hill of a Thousand Spires. They get to it's like if a sea urchin released a death metal album. That's what the Hill of a Thousand Spires would look like. They go to Credit Shaw.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. Oh, yep, that's the exact description that Brandon Sanderson uses in the book.
He's like, Vin and Kelsier, look over the Hill of a Thousand Spires, Credit Shaw, the home of the Lord Ruler. Imagine, if you will, a sea urchin had a death metal band named maybe Crustaceans of Hate, and...
Crustaceans.
That's really close to, like, Hate Asians, so I don't know about that, but... and they gotta go inside. You could write an entire death metal album about this. That would be. I would love to read a death metal album that's just like maybe 5 or 6 tracks, and it's like them infiltrating, them taking out the guards, them reaching the room and getting betrayed, and then being chased by the Inquisitors and being saved by Sazed. And just like all of that stuff, I don't know, that would be a cool concept for an album.
It would, and I death metal would be a good genre. I think even, and here's my old nerdy dorky side, is get some symphonic metal in there. Get like a nice metal band, but an opera singer. Yeah. Oh, I could feel it.
Sam, are you saying opera singer because you're pitching yourself as the opera singer in this band?
Absolutely not, because symphonic metal bands need tenor opera singers.
Oh yeah,
because they need to sound a little like women.
Well, my dog's been neutered. Do you think he could do it?
You know what? If there was a concept album called The Hill of a Thousand Spires by Crustaceans, and it featured your dog as the singer, I would pay out the butt to listen to that.
Gotta set up the Kickstarter, guys. Let's do a GoFundMe. Let's fund this. The only problem is my dog doesn't make noises unless he's playing, like, really intensely. Or unless he is through his own stupidity put his tail in a situation where it's absolutely going to be hurt. Sometimes he'll get up on the couch and he'll just shove his tail between a couple cushions, and I'm just like, this isn't going to go well. Like, why are you doing this? And he tries to get up. He's like, no! I'm like, you put it there, you dumb dog.
See, that's why you're gonna have to have some. You're gonna hire someone to follow Wesley around with a boom mic and just record everything: panting noises, licking noises, toots, yelps, tummy grumbles. I think so. And when you have all that, you'll have to spend at least 418 years just trying to compile everything together to make it a song, an audible song.
The good news is, greyhounds are pretty much indestructible because they've been bred in such a specific way to live so long and to be so healthy so that they can run in the races. So yeah, he'll be around for 418 years. He'll be around. He's basically the cockroach of the canine kingdom.
So you're saying that it's the opposite of a pug.
Whereas a pug has been bred to just die as quickly as possible in such as horrible a way as you can. Just like, I want a dog that if he sneezes, his brains come out. Like, his brains stop existing. I want a dog that when he coughs, the cough doesn't come out of his mouth, but goes down into his lungs, and his lungs are swallowed. And they're like, oh, you mean a pug? Yeah, a pug.
It stands for pretty ugly gopher, because that's what they look like.
They crossed a chihuahua with a gopher, and they got a pug, and they're like, why is its eyes like that? Like, that's the chihuahua, right? That's the chihuahua.
Don't look at it right in the eyes, because you'll bring out the chihuahua, and then we'll all be dead.
Nope, still not on the death metal train. But guess who's on
right off?
Guess who's on the singing train? Other than these boys over here, that voice show.
The one
your wife likes it. Just talk to your parents; they know what's up.
Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah. In Grey's Anatomy, they don't have voices. They have to dub them all over. All of those actors are mute.
I kid you not. Before jumping on tonight, Laura was watching Grey's Anatomy, and it was a musical episode. And are you sure you weren't
watching Scrubs?
That's what I thought. But it wasn't original music. It was all them just like singing crappy harmonies to other people's songs. Unlike Scrubs, that was totally original.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did they do any death metal?
They did that one song by Hoobstank. If I lay here, if I just lay here.
Kid, so that's Snow Patrol, and you know that I know that because I have very weird music taste.
Dang it, I got caught in a lie that you couldn't point out on Twitter. Had to do it in person. Well, The Voice, that's a show my wife also watches, and on The Voice, they have the one, the only...
R. Kelly.
R. Kelly, yep.
Let's roll it. Straight from the set of The Voice.
I'm actually in my closet recording this because my 7-month-old is sleeping in our room where I normally record, and Laura's watching The Voice, and he'd wake up with The Voice because of all the bad singers. So I'm doing real good. I'm gonna be whispering, Sam, this episode, kind of like a radio DJ who's presenting some smooth jazz from Giles and the Mayberries. That's not a real
Hey,
group.
Sam, do you want to know my favorite smooth jazz track?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
'Cause I'm trapped in the closet while my kid's trying to sleep in, and my wife's watching The Voice. Adam Levine is my choice.
That was
He got the best team ever. He's gonna win forever. Blake Lively's
Clever.
cute.
Oh, I thought you were gonna.
Clever.
Thought you were
But
gonna.
I'm trapped in the closet.
in.
And he comes to the closet, and then he's waking himself. And I don't know what the closet. Gonna get some good help.
No, that was really good. I'm impressed by that. The only version of that song I know is "Trapped in the Drive-Thru" by Weird Al, which we haven't mentioned in a while. Not the song, but the artist Weird Al. So
The artist Weird Al. You say that, but literally our last episode, there's an entire bit about Weird Al.
Was there really? Wait a sec. Oh no, I remember now. Yep. I think I just meant in my daily life. I don't mention him enough. I think tomorrow at work I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, have a great day. Listen to Weird Al."
I remember. So I do, of course, know the Weird Al version, backwards to forwards, trapped in the drive-in,
Drive-thru.
trapped in the drive-through. I remember, like, back when YouTube was just starting, it was just starting to be a thing. This music video and I thought it was a comedy sketch, but apparently R. Kelly deadly serious whenever he's talking about being with ladies and closets and midgets, apparently, and there's money in there or something.
Tom Cruise as well.
Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is my closet. Help me get right out this. But then Tom Cruise is in the closet, and Tom Cruise tries to respond, but none of his actual voice works, because they just didn't edit that part in, just like in the Mummy trailer.
They forgot to unclick the mute button from the audio, except for all of his screams. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, I'm trapped in the closet.
So he's like talking to him. He's like talking to him. He's like talking to him normal. And then when he's yelling, he's like, "Nah, get down!" That all works. That's fine. But anything else, it's just like, oh, I guess Tom Cruise doesn't have a voice anymore. That's what happens. You know, you get 50, you lose your voice.
You lose your voice,
It's too sad.
And you make bad choices on films and movies. I love you, Tom Cruise.
Wait, Sam, what if that's what The Voice is about? So all of those artists, like, except for Miley, I don't think Miley knew what was going on.
Well, she's not on there anymore.
Like Blake Shelton, Adam Levine, they're gonna need voices eventually once they turn 50. So is that what The Voice is for? That they're just auditioning people to be their new voice?
Wait, so it's kind of like an Ursula from The Little Mermaid thing?
Yes, it's exactly like Ursula from The Little Mermaid. Sam, we cracked the code.
Okay, so that means at the end of the competition...
The host, what's the host name? I forget his name. The host.
Oh, wait.
Carson Daly?
Carson Daly. Yep, Carson Daly.
Okay, Carson Daly. He's like 43, isn't he? He's like 48.
I was about to say,
he's, like
he's almost 50.
Two years away from needing a voice.
Oh, man. So when he's handing microphones to the winner, like, here's your golden microphone, if they sing into that, that's the end game. Like, that's what they all want. And so they have this, I bet they have this collection of all of these voices that they have, and every day they just have to, like, I don't know, suck on that microphone a little, and then they get a new voice, and they could just they can choose a different one every day for the rest of their life. This is a conspiracy.
Well, I need to ask you, Sam, have you ever heard anyone from The Voice ever sing after The Voice?
Only one?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so, Sam. Maybe that's a recording. I don't know. But, like, no one from The Voice has ever recorded anything after that. They've never had an album. They've never had a hit song. No one from The Voice has ever been objectively good at being a musician after The Voice. You know why? Because they don't have a voice anymore. They gave it up. They didn't know what they're signing. They're like, I just want to get my ticket. I want to go see if Miley's going to pick me on her team. Oh, please, Miley, pick me on her team. And then they go up, they sing for Miley, and then Miley just takes their voice. She's like, I'm going to keep this for when I'm 50.
I can't say this.
She's gone.
I can't say this enough. Miley is no longer on the show, which is wonderful because some of the comments she made in the last season where she was a judge were so nonsensical and self-contradictory.
Pretty whack, right?
That I was like, who let you who do you think just, and then she was gone, and I was able to breathe a sigh of relief that,
You're like, all of your rage was just building. You're like, finally, I don't have to do that anymore.
I can finish a sentence. Oh, finally. So now let's take this a level further. If they're stealing voices, do they also have the ability to become mermaids, or to like become no longer a mermaid, to become a human?
What if they're already mermaids? What if it's like a whole Hollywood conspiracy?
So all of Hollywood is mermaids.
Yeah, all of. I mean,
my gosh,
you don't have any proof otherwise.
I don't.
I mean, that's why they have to be in coastal cities, like L.A., Hollywood, and the Sunset Strip. Yeah, who was that? Huey Lewis and the News. Who are they? Singers. Yeah, they were only going to coastal cities because they knew they couldn't be away from water for too long, or else they were going to dehydrate themselves.
And when they're on tour, they have to have bathtubs of salt. Mm-hmm. Or I mean, like salt water. It's not just like pure salt. They would die, like any human or mermaid. Mm-hmm. But just like a bathtub full of water and salt, and that way they can soak in it. Like that movie with Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Apollo 13.
Apollo 13, just like in Apollo 13, Sam. Yeah, Huey Lewis and the News goes on tour, and they're like, okay, we'll play your event, we'll play your stadium, but we need to make sure you got the news there. And the news is like code for a giant tub full of salt water, and the thing is, like, they use that as code because they want to make sure that someone on the inside is already a mermaid, so they're down. And they know what's going on, or else they aren't going to play that event. Like, when was the last time you heard Huey Lewis and the News play anything? I mean, never, right?
Maybe
the radio. They
live 50s?
They live forever in recording. The 50s? Sam, Huey Lewis and the News, while featured in a film that went back to the 50s, aka Back to the Future, they are not a band from the 50s.
I don't. Okay, I won't lie. I don't know anything about Huey News and the Lewis. I really don't.
Well, Sam, Huey News and the Lewis is also not the band's name.
Huey Lewis. Is it the News or the Nudes? I can't tell if there's a D in there.
It's the News with a W. It's everyone knows the power of love. It's the power of love.
Can you sing it for me? Because I have no idea who they are.
Okay. Let me start out. It's instrumental mostly.
I'm gonna Google it while you're doing that. I think
Ghost. Sam.
I don't think.
Sam, do you know that all ghosts are mermaids? That's why they don't have feet.
So they're spectral mermaids? Is that what you're saying to me right now?
Yeah. Actually, the most we know about mermaid culture comes from Ghostbusters, when they're like, there is no Greg, only Zod, or whatever his name is.
It's no... You mean Dana? There is no Dana, only Zool?
Only Zool, yeah, you're right. That's what it is. Ghostbusters, amazing movie, one of my favorites, so funny.
Ghostbusters.
So... We know that. We know that there's a keymaster and a gatekeeper.
Okay.
Like that's as much as we know about mermaid culture, because everything else is so secretive. It's sunken. It's beneath the waves.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go back to Huey Lewis and the News.
Yes.
I honestly thought. Okay,
Always.
So they're playing in Indianapolis on June 11th, so I might go check them out just to Just to say that I've
They won't
access
be
to them.
there.
But
they don't do the news at that stadium. They're not going to be there. I'm sorry to ruin your night.
That's what I wanted to talk about. So when they say that they need the news, if no one knows that they're talking about it, I mean, do they have to go up to each personnel in every city, in every performance arts center, and be like, "Hey, we're Huey Lewis and the News, and when we come here to perform, we need the news." And if they just kind of look at them, do they move on to the person right behind them, or do they go to the stage crew, maybe the janitorial service, some box office ladies? I don't know. This is a deep conspiracy.
Well, Sam, that is a great question. This week in our read-through, we were going through the next chapters 16, 17, and 18.
One of the best segues I've ever heard. Benn, we're we're really popular. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sam, I know. But we're really popular in
That's what I was thinking, Sam!
I know.
That's exactly what I was thinking!
I know! We're so in sync. Our minds are like two minds that are also separate.
And jelly.
Conjoined and in jelly. And
I thought you were going to say peanut butter and... Never mind.
No, I was heading there. You know who likes peanut butter? Brandon Sanderson. And you know who actually Skyped us one time?
Huh?
Brandon Sanderson.
Oh, I remember it was the mean version of Brandon. It was mean Brandon Sanderson.
Well, we didn't figure that out till later, but at the time it was very exciting.
Yeah.
And we wanted to share that with you guys. So just, how about you take a listen? Just remember, this is not the actual Brandon Sanderson, but his mean counterpart, Brandon Sanderson. Listen good.
You reach deep down, and you feel it. You feel the metals inside of you. Burn those metals, Sam. Ooh, you're flying. Why are you flying? Oh, you pushed off some metal? Oh, you can't get back down. Oh, you're only a misting. There's no other metal? You're in the Grand Canyon? Oh, this is very awkward. Take off your belt buckle. Oh, you went pantsless today. Okay, this is very, very interesting. Very interesting situation where you're recording right now, Sam. We need to talk about this more. You were in Arizona. You didn't even talk to me. I know it's a very long way down, so you're probably still alive.
Let me put it like this.
Yeah.
I died. I fell and I died. All that time you're talking, I was just falling, and I'm dead. But I'm back as a ghost, a Mistborn ghost. How many metals can we use? Is there 11th, 13th, 12th, 15th metal in the spirit realm? Only time will tell. In Sam's book called Mistborn, the Final Empire, the Reckoning.
Ooh, the Reckoning. I like that because you're a ghost, and it makes it sound foreboding. But I want to say just a piece for your new Mistborn book, the Reckoning. The 15th metal should be magma. You get in there, you push that magma around in your ghost spirit, and it hurts other ghost spirits. Yes, it hurts other ghost spirits because they are made of water, but you're made of metal. Huh? Yeah?
Is that because I'm a Mistborn?
Yeah, because you're a Mistborn.
Okay,
so your spirit is made of metal.
This is good. This is really good.
Your spirit's made of all of the metals. It was interesting how you died just being able to push on metal, but now you can do all of them. That's just how it is sometimes. Life is unpredictable, and death.
It's a luck of the draw.
So.
So
just
in this
like
new
that.
book, will I have to be worried about getting sued by Brandon Sanderson? Because the title of the book is Mistborn, the Final Empire, the Reckoning. And Mistborn is a pretty big part of my book, and his book is also called Mistborn. You know what? We'll hammer it out in post. We'll talk to him. I'll give him a Skype. Hit him up with Elon Musk.
Let me actually call him up right now.
Get some ideas.
Oh,
wow.
Hello? Oh, hi, Brandon. I didn't know you'd pick up on the first try. Yes, this is Brandon. I'm writing books all the time. Oh, yeah.
Hello,
of course.
hello,
Right.
Brandon Sanderson. This is this is Sam Luce, big fan.
Are
Very
you
big
the
fan.
one that stole my Mistborn book? You came in and you grabbed my Mistborn book and you stole it and you made it ghosts? There's no ghosts in Mistborn. I don't believe in no ghosts.
Well, let me tell you about my friend Huey Lewis in the News. He can stop any ghosts in any realm, in any reality. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to talk to you about a book that I've written called...
Huey Lewis in the News. Do I know one of his songs?
You might, or if you're familiar with Weird Al, you might know a better version of one of his songs.
Oh, I Want a New Duck, right? I Want a New Duck. That was one of the better version songs. That's the good one.
That is correct. That is on record. That is correct. Mr. Sanderson, we just want to ask you: can we write a new Mistborn book and put it and publish it under your name, and have it be basically a complete rip-off of all of your stuff?
Wait! You want to write my books now?
No, just one. Just one of them. It'll be really a novella, like 10 pages long. Like a history report?
Anything to release me from this genie's curse where I have to write 24/7. I've been stuck in this genie's curse for years. Please release me.
Why would it be a genie's curse? Was it like a 3 wishes kind of thing, and then at the end of the 3 wishes, you were stuck in your writing? Or did you wish this curse on yourself?
It was like monkey paw. Like, you think you want it, but then it turns out not the way that you thought.
Yeah.
Like Bedazzled with Brendan Fraser.
I'm not familiar. Is that a film?
Yeah, it's a film. Everyone knows that film. It's like The Mummy with Brendan Fraser. They're both films. That's what I mean.
The Mummy. That's the one with Tom Cruise. That's coming out soon.
No, we're not talking about the Tom Cruise yelling in a silent airplane movie. We're talking about the better version that I made with Brendan Fraser, where I made up the guy who had all the religious artifacts. You're not listening to me. Can you release me from the genie curse?
I'll get back to you on that. Ben, hang up the call. Yeah, we'll definitely talk to you about. Thank you for permission.
Get there, Brandon. Oh, you better. Boop. Man. Oh, you know what? I called the wrong Brandon Sanderson. That was mean Brandon Sanderson. I'm so sorry, Sam. I really should have called the normal one that actually writes books. I'm sorry.
I know that guy he had an attitude. But that's what happens when you go to get your book signed by a genie and then he kisses it and then you're cursed.
Yeah. Well, I think, if I could flesh out his backstory a little bit more, I think it was a little more something like this. I'm a writer. I want to write all the time. Genie, help me to stay focused and write all the time. Genie curse, you can't stop writing, right? Until you die. Or until you're released from the genie curse. Yeah?
Yeah, or until somebody else gets a genie and then says, I wish that he would stop writing. No, but then we would never get books because he would stop writing.
Uh-huh. See, it's like a pleasure-pain sort of thing. Like, if you've seen 50 Shades of Grey, it's like...
Oh, there it is.
It's a good bad thing, right?
We got really close to doing an entire podcast without mentioning 50 Shades of Grey, but here we are.
I did a Facebook quiz, and are you a Christian Grey or are you a Dorian Gray from the Portrait of Dorian Gray? Oh man, parts of that Brandon Sanderson made me Brandon Sanderson. Womp womp.
Womp womp. What about Brendan Madderson?
Oh yeah, like he's like Brandon Mads Mikkelsen. He's the bad guy in Casino Royale, and he's good. I cry blood. I'm so tough.
Your scar is bleeding, and you lose at poker. Or were they playing poker? I don't remember.
They're playing Texas Hold'em. They were playing poker.
Oh, yeah, okay, I was right.
Texas Hold'em was big at the time. Remember, it was like a year old, and Casino Royale is like, yes, this random casino in, like Paris is going to have... they're going to be playing this awkward game that originated in America. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Except in France, they call it Toulouse Hold'em.
Oh.
Because the city of Toulouse. I felt like that was a good joke, and just no one appreciated it.
I mean, there's only one other person on this podcast to appreciate it, and I did let you down on that one. Hey, Sam, also in that same episode, we discovered something that's very beautiful. The bond between a nephew and an aunt. Let's go into aunt magic. Oh, man. Well, I'm going to go ahead and generate a random noun, and Sam and I are going to make a magic system based off of this noun, free of charge. So that, Brandon, I know you're listening. We gave you a call. I'm sorry if I bugged you. At any time, you can use this. It's completely up to you, completely free of charge. They're just trying to save you some time there, buddy. All right. Go ahead and generate one.
So there's a lot of pictures of Crispin Glover as the Joker, and it's very fitting. Very fitting. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, Sam. The random noun is aunt, as in aunt, as in your mother's sister or your father's sister. What does aunt magic look like, Sam?
Essential oils.
Yes! Okay, it's based off of essential oils. Have you heard about essential oils? I used to have headaches all the time. there's some books that I read where things. So there's a book that's written by actually Orson Scott Card, who wrote Ender's Game, and it's a fantasy book on the frontiers of America called Seventh Son. And essentially, there's like lots of it's based off a lot of like primitive superstition and stuff. Like, what if that was real? So one of the superstitions, like, of old times, we're talking about, like, frontier America, but even back to the Middle Ages, is that the seventh son was in some way powerful. What if aunts were also powerful? Like, what would you do to become an aunt so that you could get that power?
Well, like, here's the issue, though.
Yeah?
The problem, because pretty much everyone's an aunt, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, not me.
Sam.
I'm an uncle. Uncle,
yeah.
I don't know if uncle's got anything. But, I mean, you know, my wife is an aunt. Your wife is an aunt?
No, she's not. See,
She's
my
not.
wife is not an aunt.
Okay.
Let's say Chelsea, my wife, is in this world.
My wife,
and she
go
wants
on.
to get special powers. She wants to get those oil powers that everyone else, all these other ants got them so good. They're making everything smell like dreadlocks.
Like
and
peppermint.
she's just going around. She's trying to make her sister or her brother just have a baby so she can be an aunt. And like that is like the crux of it. Like she's like setting them up on dates. She's like setting them links. Like, hey, you could adopt children. That would still make me an aunt. Do animal ants, like if
Oh,
my
yeah, now we're getting,
sister-in-law,
yes.
That counts?
You know what? I'm going to say, but it has to be, I think to become an aunt, there has to be some sort of, I don't want to say ritual, because that makes it a little weird, but maybe like a little seance of some kind, where you contact the ants of the past, and then they have to accept you into auntdom, and then you're gifted, you get here and knock on your door one day, you open it, and there's just that little pouch full of those good oils, the ones that will get you all those magic powers.
And you know who delivers that? The great aunt. Your great aunt is the one that's delivering all those things. She's like no one sees who the great aunt is. No one can be a great aunt. So maybe that's one of those things. Like, you have to wait for your aunt to pass before you you can like make another aunt. So like if you're ever a great aunt, you lose all your powers. So that's like a way of hindering people. So maybe you go to your enemy's grandchildren and you're like, hey, I need to de-antify your aunt so that I can beat her in a fight. So I need you to get a dog or a baby. Here's a baby. You just sign this papers and it's yours.
Maybe that's your baby now.
You just so you have a lot of babies and you just give them away to whoever so that you can. I mean, that's evil, but it's a hard knock life for ants out there.
It's possibly very illegal too. I'm just, but in this world, maybe it's not.
So I want to focus on what their powers are. So I like the essential oils things. I'm an ant. I got some lavender oil right here.
Yes. You
I
have some peppermint.
I got some peppermint. I got some mint julep. I don't know. So you go and you're like meeting with your family. You're healing them. You're giving them better scores on their SATs, and you're trying to make their lives better, right? Well, who's stopping you? The evil ants. No. Let's say the uncles are stopping you. What's the opposite of essential oils for uncles, Sam? Is it like beer?
That's better than what I was going to say.
I would say any diet drink. Any diet drink.
Wow. Okay. All right. So they're sitting there and they've got themselves a diet RC, and they're making. They're making your test scores bad, and they're giving you headaches, and your knuckles are really dried and cracking.
They just turn into cauliflower at one point. Your knuckles.
Oh no, cauliflower knuckles.
You got to put some peppermint oil on that to spice it up.
Right,
give
but
it that pow.
But depending on the diet, they might have to make some sort of essential oil compound to fight against the powerful diet surge.
Diet beverage. The Diet Surge, that's a very hard one because no one even knows Surge exists anymore. You'd meet the odd uncle that it looks like he's drinking a Diet Dr Pepper, but inside filled with Tab. Tab for women. No one would suspect that. You're never going to be able to fix that one. That's like next level.
That Tab for women, is that a thing?
Tab is a soda for women, Sam. You don't know that they make soda for women? Women are different than men. Don't you know?
I mean, with powers, yeah, essential oils and light beer, but not with soda.
No, it's a soda. You can still buy it. It's actually very delicious. I'm a huge fan of diet drinks of all kind. But Tab is like a soda, like back in the 60s or the 70s, they were selling it. It was specifically like for women. Like, women weren't drinking soda, so they made a soda specifically and marketed it directly at women. It's like, now a drink that you can have, because you're doing house stuff.
And you need energy for house stuff.
You can find some pretty crazy Tab ads. By the way, Tab, an amazing soda. Everyone should drink it. Take it back women, take it back men, take it back non-binary people. That's an amazing soda, and they don't try to sell exclusively to women anymore, even if it comes in a pink box.
Well, the pink is actually one of those colors that is it infers innocence, and so you're like, well, I'm young at heart, so I can have some of this. What is it? TAB? What does that stand for? The awesome beverage? Oh, don't mind if I do. Well, okay, so we got aunts with essential oils. We got uncles with diet sodas and light beers. Is there an age limit? Like, because you can't just be like a 9-year-old, and a 9-year-old girl's like, okay, you know what? I'm an aunt now. I think they have to be of a certain age in order to become one. That way, not everybody's an aunt, not everyone's an uncle. They gotta wait a bit.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, your power does depend on how intrusive your being an aunt is on your nieces and nephews. Like, you can't be your power is directly related to that. So if you're, like, over there all the time, you're giving them haircuts, you're making them banana bread, you're making smoothies for them and just taking them over. Like, I made extra smoothies, isn't that crazy? Like, yeah, it is a little crazy that you made too much smoothie for you to have, aunt.
Let's talk about politics. Oh, no. No.
Oh, no. Okay, Sam, I searched. Okay, I need everyone to stop. I know we're having lots of fun here, but there's something very important that's going on here. I searched for Tab ads, and this is an ad that has a woman. It's an ad for Tab, and it has a woman on one side, and then it slowly fades into the giant face of a man, a very, an older, attractive man, and it says at the top, "Stay in his mind," and at the bottom, "Be a mind sticker." And then in small print next to a picture of some Tab on ice, it says, "When you can't be with him, be in his mind. Have a shave that he can't forget. Tab can help. It's sugar-free and tastes better than any Diet Cola because the Coca-Cola Company wouldn't have it any other way. Enjoy Tab and be a mind sticker. The Coca-Cola Company made Tab so that women can be... Wait, what is this? What is this?
Stop it. I'm infuriated and horribly confused.
Sam!
What?
Tab!
Tab, it's the ultimate evil.
That is... Yes, so the Lord Ruler of this world is the Tab Man, right? But everyone thinks he's the Diet Dr Pepper fan, and everyone's like, "Oh, I can do Diet Dr Pepper, every day of the week," and they just fix it up, and they're like, "But it doesn't work for him. His Diet Dr Pepper's too strong. You know why? Because it's Tab. It's Tab for women. Be a mind sticker. He's mind sticking all of you."
I find it. Stay in his mind. Be a mind sticker. Mind sticker is that word makes me uncomfortable. It makes me. What? You can't be with him. Okay, so Tab is the ultimate evil, but what essential oil can combat this? Or what mixture of essential oils can combat Tab?
That's
Ben,
it, Sam.
Is it unstoppable?
The only oil that can combat it is sweat.
Oh.
Yes. It's sweat. It's the sweat of you, the sweat of your nieces and nephews too. It's a bond that no uncle can break.
Wow.
And so, and the thing is, you can only get that through love. If it's through fear or intimidation or exertion, then it's not going to work. But if you get that essential oil, and I think we forget that the word essential is the best part of the term essential oil. You need something essential that really, really speaks to you and those nieces and nephews that you love so darn much. You just want to bring them some banana bread. You make too much smoothies. You're a klutz. Who knows?
You make banana bread smoothies. They're really thick. They're almost not enjoyable, but once you get a little bit, you just can't stop. And then you get a sore mouth from trying to suck it through that straw.
So one last thing, I think this is amazing. I think this is some of the best work we've ever done. But I just want to put out there to everyone that is feeling maybe some negative feelings against Tab. I get it. The Coca-Cola company wanted to sell soda to women, and they took it way too far. They made a diet soda that is delicious, but, kind of is also pretty sexist. And I think that if you don't want to have Tab, you don't need to. But if
Absolutely.
you do, stick it to the man and say, hey, I'm having Tab because it's amazing and delicious, and also I'm doing some magic all over these people that they won't know anything about because they don't even know Tab exists as a soda.
Did we figure out what magic it actually is? Or did we just figure out what causes the magic?
So this is ant magic, but the focuses of ant magic are essential oils.
Okay, so that's the magic. Okay,
And then
I was just
there's
making
Uncle
sure.
Magic, and the focuses of Uncle Magic is diet sodas.
It's to cancel out the essential oils.
Exactly. Nothing
To do the
cancels out
opposite.
an essential oil more than soda.
That's true.
Any ant will tell you that.
Any ant with a very active Facebook. Here on Brandon Sanderfans, we hold nothing back. There are no secrets between us, friends, and between us, the speakers, and you, the not speakers, or listeners, if you will. And Ben just felt so comfortable in this truth zone that he just
Zone of truth, they would call it.
A zone, that's right. That he just felt so compelled to kick a door wide open and reveal, if not unbury, one of my oldest secrets, and not really secrets, but just weird, garbage past choices.
Just the choices and the things that we do in our lives, just the human ephemera that we accumulate over time that no one should know about. I decided that everyone should know about it, and now we're sharing it a second time.
Oh boy, I agreed to this. And you know what? Let's just, before anybody tweets at me, Ben's wife, Chelsea, and Michael, just remember, I was young. It was, I was dumb. And
It's very hot in Arizona, so he is going through mild heat stroke at all seasons.
24/7, 365, total heat exhaustion. Let's just listen up. You guys can skip past this part. Let's just listen, okay? And they're okay. All right.
Can I share something? And I will edit this out of the podcast if it makes you too uncomfortable, Sam. But I remember in middle school when you told me that your type was tall, redheaded girls, and that's literally your mom. I want to emphasize that Sam did not marry a tall, red-headed girl. He married a tall, black-haired girl. well, black at the time.
God.
She dyes her hair all the time. She's a natural brunette, I believe.
You know what? I totally forgot that I said that. I completely, totally forgot I said that. Let's air out some dirty laundry. All right, so for some reason I was into redheads. Never dated one, ever. And to tell you the truth, there was never a redhead that I was actually attracted to. I mean, there was that one, but like we went on one date, and she was like, "Hey, we should go out more dates," and I was like, "Nah," and that was it. I didn't have any more interactions with her. I forgot I said that. That's funny. That is very funny.
I think that it's one of those things where you're like, you know what? I'm not just gonna like a normal girl. It's gotta be this girl that, not every guy's gonna want, but like literally like you're attracted to like pretty much every single girl you meet, and you're like, well, this one didn't meet with some arbitrary standards that I set when I was talking to friends. So maybe not that. And then you grow up, and you realize, like, affection is a lot better if it's between you and a person you just like a lot.
And not by some preset insane and ridiculous standard that should not be followed through with. Oh boy. Oh man.
I mean, if you asked me when I was watching lots of Dragon Ball Z, I probably would have said, like, oh, just a girl with, like, some short blue hair that rides on an air bicycle.
Just a girl with, she's got a brother. They look alike, but she's a robot, and I love her.
And in this fantasy, I am like a short, like a short boy with 6 dots on my head, and I'm bald, and I used to be a monk.
And I'm always dead. I'm not even sure I'm alive anymore.
And maybe I can conjure Destructo discs whenever I need them. I don't know. I haven't thought too much about it.
Oh man.
Going back to what's going on with Ellen and Vin, Ellen tells Vin, or he smooches him.
Wait. Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
This is specifically to your wife and to Michael. Don't at me. Don't tweet me about what Ben just said. I said when I was a teenager. I don't want to hear it. I really don't want to hear it. I get it. It's weird, but it's done.
They're going to make burner accounts. They're going to make burner accounts that are going to say, like, oh, I just listened to my first episode of Brandon Sanderfans. What the F is wrong with you, Sam?
Hey, Ben.
Hey, Sam.
We have a lot of
I just said your name. What? Why do you always laugh at my voice?
It's not your voice. It's the way your voice
I don't have
sounds.
one of those Muppet voices, do I?
A Muppet voice? I wouldn't say Muppet voice. No, maybe like a Fraggle Rock voice.
That's worse. Hey, that's way worse.
That is worse.
That's like a Muppet with a serious disease. Yeah, I want to make a Muppet, but it has alopecia, but it's trying to hide it.
Under wigs and eyebrow wigs.
Wigs. I'm going to call them eyebrow rigs, but they're really 2 goatees just stapled to their face.
just heaping mounds of spirit gum to keep those eyebrows in place.
Sam, I interrupted you before, and we got into the Fraggle Rock thingy.
That you are correct. You interrupted me, but it's all right because, like I said before, this is a place where everything flows like 2 peas in a pod that are also swimming in a river that flows real well.
Uh-huh.
Now we have lots of callbacks on our episodes. We say good goofs, if I don't say so myself, and then later we go back to that good goof. So we talked about the Lord Ruler's total aversion to guillotines in his empire, and then we talked about it again, and it was, as I said, it flowed.
Yeah, and so here we go. 2 clips coming at you fast.
You want to hear it?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Two at a time. 2 at a time.
2.
Ugh.
1, 2.
So yeah, I love that scene up in his tower where he's just surrounded by basically his glory of defeating the deepness and this beautiful like glass mural that he gets to stare at all the time, or when he's not down in his little house being old man ruler. Do you think that at all? Or it's just like she walks in and it's just like old man ruler. That old. He just keeps aging, and I can't stop aging.
I do like to imagine that he sits there in his, what I can only imagine is like a swiveling office chair with, he's got like Crocs on, and he's eating a bowl of hot applesauce, which sounds gross, but I mean, he's just into it because he's 1,000, and he's just like, does anyone want to watch Jag? No, I want to watch Jag.
No, you're the Jag, just like pointing at one of them. Just like, sir, I didn't say anything. I told you you were a wuss.
Get me more hot applesauce. I want to throw it at you with my incredible
Oh, you
strength.
kids. I remember in the war where they took my head off and filled my body with ashes. I got better, though.
Look, there's a mural over there that depicts it. Wait, who took it down? I took it down. It made me mad.
I took it down because it had a guillotine in it. Oh, right. I'm sorry.
Oh, it had a what in it? Kill that man. I don't know what he's saying.
I don't know this man. He took my wallet.
He said he was going to walk me to my car. He took my wallet and my keys and pushed me.
I kind of love Old Man Ruler. He knows what he wants. Yeah, he knows what he wants. So yeah, I love that scene up in his tower where he's just surrounded by basically his glory of defeating the deepness and this beautiful like glass mural that he gets to stare at all the time, or when he's not down at his little house being Old Man Ruler. Do you didn't think that at all? Or it's just like she walks in and it's just like Old Man Ruler. That old, he just keeps aging, and I can't stop aging.
I do like to imagine that he sits there in his, what I can only imagine is like a swiveling office chair with, he's got like Crocs on, and he's eating a bowl of hot applesauce, which sounds gross, but I mean, he's just into it because he's 1,000, and he's just like, does anyone want to watch Jag? No, I want to watch Jag.
No, you're the Jag, just like pointing at one of them. Just like, sir, I didn't say anything. I told you you were a wuss.
Get me more hot applesauce. I want to throw it at you with my incredible strength.
Oh, you kids. I remember in the war where they took my head off and filled my body with ashes. I got better, though.
Look, there's a mural over there that depicts it. Wait, who took it down? I took it down. It made me mad.
I took it down because it had a guillotine in it. Oh, right. I'm sorry.
Oh, it had a what in it? Kill that man. I don't know what he's saying.
I don't know this man. He took my wallet.
He said he was going to walk me to my car. He took my wallet and my keys and pushed me.
I kind of love Old Man Ruler. He knows what he wants. Yeah, he knows what he wants. So, guys, this brings us to the end of our time with Mistborn: The Final Empire. We kind of want to make a definitive, we went through the entire book, we've done some retrospectives on what we've seen and talked about, and now we're going to be moving on. And we're really happy to read through it with you guys, and we just wanted to leave you with something extra special this week.
Yeah, you'll see, but it was a collaboration between Ben and I. It's something we're really proud of. We really enjoyed doing. It was a lot of fun. Don't forget, we're not stopping. Like, it's not the end. So just keep looking out for updates. We're going to keep putting out as much stuff as we can, for as long as we can, until Brandon Sanderson says, "Hey guys, you should stop." But I don't think that's
until we get that good old cease and desist, that CND in the mail. I'm waiting for it.
I'm excited.
I'm going to frame it. Then I'll have more of Brandon Sanderson's words than anyone on the planet. Because I'll have that cease and desist too, along with all of his books.
And it'll be personalized better than an autograph.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening in. Again, we've got one last piece that we want to share with you before we go. But Sam, how could we leave without saying what we always say?
I don't know, Ben, so we should say it.
As always, read a book!
Read a book!
Old Lord Ruler, that old man ruler, I just keep aging, and a war is raging. I see them rising, the scar sounding the gong. I've had some failures, I've not forgotten. I took that power and turned it rotten. Now, old Lord Ruler, I won't be around for long. I told his pack I was his bane. I thought the mist had gotten to his brain. I was strong. I was quick. I killed him at the well like a total prick. This world is yours now, free from this miser. But I saved you more times than old MacGyver. 'Cause old Lord Ruler, I won't be ruling it. Push and pull, and up and down, you Mistborn fool, and you broke my town. Men will die, and worse will come. You'll doom the whole world before your turn. Oh, Lord Ruler, there's no one crueler. My empire's broken, and I'm here croaking. I'll just be going. You'll all die.